Superman number 39 from who knows when? Fantastic. 1989. I think it came out in 90 though. Yeah, January 90. So 89, 90. It's titled Jimmy Olsen's Excellent Adventure, so I assume Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure is already out. He also says Jimmy Olsen literally says something about his excellent adventure and how heinous it is. So, let's jump on that, I guess. This story was just, I really want to like DC from like this time period. There's some stuff like Batman is pretty good from this time period. There's lots of other things, but man, Superman, it's just bland. I got it because the cover is really cool. So this is a really cool cover. Like, I knew that was Jimmy Olsen immediately. Without him saying Jimmy, I just looked at it. I was like, oh, it's a big, cool, like, really cool detailed stone statue of Jimmy. That looks kind of cool. Superman looks awesome. So I picked it up. It's just okay. Got Superman zooming by. He's supposed to be zooming by everybody. Like, you see these little speed lines, but honestly, it looks like he's just kind of jogging out. We're like, did you feel that gust of wind? Like, he just looks like he's just kind of jogging out the door. So, I mean, the art's fine. It's just that DC, like, time period of, like, I just always just consider this just kind of bland art. Like, 1989, this is like the art in 1989, 90. You had Jim Lee over at Marvel and Liefeld and McFarlane and all those guys, and like, this is what this is. Jimmy's in another dimension. Superman's like trying to deal with his exile. They don't really explain that too well, but it's not a complete they give you enough information, you kind of get a vague idea. You're not completely lost. Jimmy's in this weird black and white world that I think that's kind of cool. I don't know if that was done as a cool visual, as a time saver, or as a some sort of a way to cut down on the graphic quality of the violence that is in this. Like this, where they've got this kind of thing where Jimmy's in this alternate world or different dimension or whatever, and they keep cutting back and forth, and they cut back to this scientist, and he's just like, Jimmy Olsen, you found him, Superman? And Superman's just kind of like, this isn't Jimmy, you like idiot. And, like, he just doesn't care. Like, Superman doesn't seem to care, and the scientist is like, I can't believe you don't, like, you're not more worried about Jimmy. And he's just like, it's Jimmy Olsen, who cares? Like, the turd gets into like shenanigans all the time. I don't have time for it. But this guy's super worried. Super worried about it. But anyway, so you cut back to this. It's kind of giving you the story of this this dude that can't speak. He's like speaking Egyptian. He looks Egyptian, and then this little backstory about the exiles. Anyway, back to the graphic violence that I'm saying. This big multi-armed dude gets a hold of this little dude, and like, look at this. Oh, gross. Like, there's splatter hitting him in the face. Like, he literally says that he pulled him limb from limb. Like, rip. This dude tears this little guy to pieces. He gets hit with all sorts of black and white splatter. If that was like blood, I don't know, man. That'd be really extreme. There's a 16-page story advertisement comic in the middle of this thing for Lightning Racers by MRC that I have never heard of. I think they're the slot cars. Back to that. That's the real star of this book, is the MCR ad. This thing's, Jimmy's getting ready to be ripped apart. But instead, this like super progressive space wizard tears, again, the graphic violence. This dude is in pieces. Look at this. Pieces, gory, bloody, disgusting pieces. If this is in color, like, that would be a nightmare. But luckily it's in black and white. He meets this guy who he thinks, I'm going to have to pause this for just a second. Had a sneeze. Meets this guy we cut back to Superman. Superman's like annoyed that the doctor got a hold of him to even try to save, because he's got a plan to save Jimmy. Superman's like, I was like in a court case, dude. Like, I got things to do. I'm living my life. Could you use a less annoying frequency to get me next time? He's like just super peeved with this guy. You can see Jimmy's beanie on the next page that's faded through. This is that crappy paper that has like, man, I'm telling you, DC Comics and Marvel Comics smell different from this time period. Anyways, he sees this guy who he thinks is his dad, who's not, but they kind of like allude that maybe he is. His dad's basically like Nick Fury. He's like a secret spy dude with no eye who works at this agency. So anyway, so these monsters come in. They're fighting them off. The plan to bring Jimmy back and trade. I can't remember this guy's name. It doesn't matter. They're gonna trade him dimensionally. Jimmy's trying to help his dad fight off these monsters, and the lightning hits him. They switch places, and Jimmy's back. I guess he was off, gone for a while. Anyway, he dumps him at the hospital and immediately takes off to go take care of business as Clark Kent. The chick comes up. He's like, I don't have time for you, lady. It's actually Lois Lane with her hair dyed, I guess, and glasses. And she's like, hey, you think I was wearing a costume or something? Clark Kent quits, takes a different job, nopes out, just tells them all they're basically like dumb suckers, and I don't need you punks. And he leaves. So the Superman story, not that great. The